Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. And today we're back with our another lovely session with Bhabajeet. Namaste Bhabajeet from Exotic Astrology. You guys all know him. And now we are doing a topic that how to identify prominent focuses areas in opportunities and challenges in our charts. So I'm looking
Thank you
forward to
so much.
this.
Thank you so much for your gracious invitation. It's always good to be back. Dr. Pai's esteemed channel. Yeah, it's an interesting topic we have today. Many times people keep asking, like, what should I do in life? What should be my purpose? Well, I have seen so many charts, but my conclusion is it is very difficult to find out one single thing from your chart. But what we can do is, which is much easier, is that we can find the prominent areas in your life. And then, as an astrologer, we tell it to the client, okay, this is your, these two, these three, these four are the prominent areas of your life. And when I say areas of life, I don't just mean career, I mean your overall life, which will consume maybe, yeah, maybe 12 to 14 hours or maybe even more every day of your life. Could be a combination of career and your passion, or could be career separate, passion separate, either ways. Okay. So, but before even we go into those areas, it is important we understand 99% versus 1%. Many times people ask that I am into IT, I am into finance, I am into this, I am into that, but somehow I am not becoming successful. Should I change my domain and maybe I'll become more successful? Should I do something else? So the answer is no, you cannot. because uh, because 99% of astrology is in figuring out what is the level of success that a person has. Now that could be in career, or how successful is a person's marriage, how successful is a person's health. It can be in all areas of life. So it does not have to be just career, or it does not have to be just money. Because nowadays, when somebody is asking how successful I'll be, they inherently mean how successful I am in my career, right?
Right.
But it does not have to be. It can be for every area of life. So, for example, in terms of marriage, if somebody has a good married life, then it does not matter who they marry. They will have a good marriage because that is there in their destiny. If they don't have a good marriage, no matter who they marry, their partner can be the most charming, handsome, most wealthy, most kind, most spiritual, but it will not work. Okay. So 99% astrology is ideally about figuring out, is there success in this particular area of life, either it's career or marriage, it could be childbirth, health, either ways. And then we have the remaining 1%. The remaining 1% is, okay, let's assume there is success in your chart, in your career, but how will that success manifest? How will it come? Through which area, through which domain? Okay, maybe there could be more than one domains, there could be two, three, there could be more also. But generally, in my experience, I've seen, in general, a person has, like, on an average, I am saying, two to three areas where they can focus their energies, and where they can, from where they can get maximum output. Rarely have I seen only one area, or rarely have I seen like seven, eight, or nine, or 10 different areas. Because then there is no focus in life. That is also one indication. If there are like too many important areas, then it can show there is no unidirectional focus. Then getting success in one area becomes a bit difficult. But
So I have a
nonetheless,
question. I have a
yeah,
question. Sorry,
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
I don't want to forget it. So you mean like if somebody has the good karma for marriage in their chart, it doesn't matter who they get married. Their chart is promising that, and it's going to get manifested regardless of like other person's chart. Is it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Now, of course, the person who they will marry, that will also be destined, you know. So when I say it does not matter who you marry, it does not mean you go and marry any random person. So if you are marrying a random person, that is also there in your destiny. Okay. So
Right.
it is the same with the other side, divorce, like bad marriage or divorce. Like I have so many clients who have had divorces, and that is why they come to astrologers. And then they ask me, will my next marriage be successful? In 70 to 80% of the cases, and I think this is also backed by, you know, statistics, you know, like those who have people who have one divorce, they have a tendency to have more than one divorces, you know, maybe two or three or something like that. I don't know exactly where this study was done. I mean, I saw it somewhere, and then I was like, wow, this matches with astrology. Because why? The reason is, for an extreme event like divorce to happen, you cannot have divorce by having just a bad mahadasha antardasha. It is not possible. You have to have majority of your planets badly placed for marriage. So when I say majority, it has to be five or six, at least five planets. And on top of that, it's like, you know, cherry on the top, or rather the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Your mahadasha antardasha also has to be among one of those five or six bad planets for marriage. And the cherry is the transit. Okay, one bad transit, sixth house, done. Okay, so that's how it works. So now here, how do you know which what should you do in life? So first of all, we understand, you know, that success has to be there in your chart in that particular area of life. That is the fundamental understanding. Only after that it makes sense for us to keep discussing and debating and arguing, you know, which area is which domain is giving me the success. Like for career, it has to be there in your chart first of all. Only after that you can keep debating. Otherwise you have to have reasonable expectations, you know. You cannot expect to become a billionaire. Okay, so first what we do is we look at their date of birth, which is the analysis known as numerology, and then we go to their horoscope, which is, you know, date, time, place combination, and we make the chart. Now in the date of birth, if somebody has numbers like 1, they have numbers like 9, they have numbers like 7 plus 5, for example, then if they have all these numbers, for example, then it can mean the person has great success. Great success means a bit above average. And if these numbers are more powerful, then it can mean the success is way higher. Okay, like for example, India's, I guess he's wealthiest person in India, Mukesh Ambani ji. If you go and see his date of birth, he has all these four numbers. Okay. So, for example, now once you know this, that then Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji also has these four numbers. Then there are many people who have, or maybe you don't have all the four. You know, you have something like 1 plus 9 plus 7. Okay, or you have something like 1 plus 9 plus 5, or you have something like 9 plus 7 plus 5, something like this. Okay, or you may also have this 1 plus 5, and Donald Trump, US president, he has this 1 plus 5. Okay, so when you have these numbers, you know the first 99% that we discussed, is it there or not? It is there. Then next we figure out, okay, it's there, but where is it? Okay, so then we can, you know, you can see your date of birth. So then, apart from this, as I said, you know, if somebody has 1 plus 5 or 5 alone, then there is reasonable good success, but the success will come from finance. So anybody who has 5 in their date of birth can go into finance. Now it does not mean that they can only do finance, or they will not be good in other areas. It does not mean that, but they can do good in finance. Okay. Then number 6, as we know, is the number of Venus. So if somebody has number 6 plus 5, then they can go into modeling or Bollywood. Yeah, either ways. You pick up the chart of 80% not even 80, maybe more, 80% of the Bollywood superstars, they have this number. They have 6 and 5. Like Shah Rukh Khan has this, Salman Khan has this, Akshay Kumar has this. What is her name? Shilpa Shetty, she has this. Karishma Kapoor has this. Katrina Kaif also has this. I guess her husband Vicky Kaushal, they also have this. So they will either have 6 or they will have 5, or preferably 6 plus 5. And if you have 7 also along with it, 6 plus 7 plus 5, this shows this is exceptional, because the number 7 is the number of luck. So all these Bollywood superstars whose name I said, most of them also have 7. So they have all these 3 numbers together. So now 5, as we know, is money. 5 is the prime number of money in numerology. Then 7 is luck. And 6 is, modeling, name, fame, like, showbiz and all this. But suppose somebody only has 6, does not have 7 and 5, then it is not a combination of having a lot of wealth. Then the person will be doing modeling, but will do in their, private circles, Okay, the money may not come from there. Okay, but if they have all the 3, then it means superb. Money is coming from what you are doing. Okay, and 7 is there. That means luck is supporting you. And now suppose you don't have any of this. You have this number 1 plus 7. Then you are famous by default for no reason. Like Aishwarya Rai, she does not have 6, she does not have 5, she just has these 2 numbers, 1 and 7. This is like, this is 5-star. President Vladimir Putin has this 1 plus 7. The whole world put sanctions on Russia. What happened? Nothing. The whole EU, US, Canada, NATO, UK, Australia combined, except India, China, and Iran, everybody put sanctions, and except Africa, of course. Nothing happened. He's smiling. I mean, whatever. Now you can keep debating, what he did was right, wrong, or not. We are not going into that. But these are combinations which show. Now, apart from this, if you have this number 1, or you have even eggs, then it can mean you can do very good in real estate. And guess what? Donald Trump, he also has the number 1. So very good in real estate billionaire, right? Now this is how you have to combine the clues. Like, suppose somebody has the number 1, but they have number 6 also, like Donald Trump. So for example, his birth date is 14 June 1946. Okay. So if you see, in his date of birth, he has 1, and along with that, he has 6 also. So this means this will be not just real estate. This will be luxury real estate. Now, if he also had some number, now let's discuss some other numbers. Like, for example, number 3. 3 is the number of Jupiter. Okay, 3 plus 7 plus 9. This is the number of spirituality. So you take any famous personality who is famous in the spiritual realm or known for their spiritual practices. They will either have 3 plus 7, or they will have 3 plus 9, or they will have 7 plus 9, or they will have all the 3, 7 and 9. They will have this. It has to be there. Without it, it is not possible. Because the number 3 is the number of Jupiter. It shows your ability to understand things by summarizing. Like, Mercury represents details. Jupiter shows the summary. Both are important. Then number 7 is the number of research. It is the number of introspection. The more the number 7, the more the introspection, the more deeper you can go into spirituality. And guess what? Number 9, very important. Number 9 is the number of Mars. Why Mars is important? Because number 9 gives you something which the other two does not give you.
And
Mars gives you determination. I will stick to my path. That the other two does not give. The other two will give you, okay, I want to become spiritual. I like to think, but oh, I want to do other things also. I can't do it always. Okay, if 9 is not there, it's like that. Okay, but it does not mean one is more important. But this is how. So suppose somebody has a combination like 3 plus 7 plus 5. Let's take an example. Somebody has like this. Now let's take somebody's date of birth is 3rd of May 1967, something like this. Okay. So they have this, like, 3 is there, 7 is there, 5 is there. So if you see here, in the beginning, I said, 7 plus 5 also great for wealth, right? But now here 3 is also there. So it means the person can preach spiritual knowledge online, can make some course, or along with this, if the person has the number 1 also, then the number 1 is the number of the sun. It shows the king. It shows your organizational capacity. So if along with this, 1 3 with 3 7 5, if 1 is also there, then the person can start a spiritual organization. Like Sadhguru, for example, he has, this 1 plus 7, this the yoga which Aishwarya Rai has. Okay, so this is completely, as I said, this is like, 5 star. Okay, so this he has this 1 plus 7. Like Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON, he also has this 1 plus 7. So you will see in founders of spiritual organizations, the number 1 will be associated, and along with that, they will also have the number 7, or there will be 3 and 9. Of course, 3 7 9, two of the 3 has to be there, and along with that, they will have some number, like, they may have 5, they may have 6 also at times. So if suppose some spiritual guru has the number 6, okay. So then, then in their community you go, there will be a lot of nice food which will be available, because 6 is, Venus, luxury and all this, and their preaching style will be like a bit sophisticated. It will cater to the elites of the society. Okay. And if somebody has the number 8, okay, any spiritual guru, if they have the number 8, the 8 represents the humble, like it's the number of Saturn. So it will show they are preaching in vernacular languages, or they are preaching in like, the local languages, you could say the ways. Okay. But like Sadhguru, for example, he has 1 and 7, he does not have 8. So you will see whoever has this, 1 7, they will primarily preach in English, because the number 7 is the number of international following. Okay. Like Aishwarya Rai, she was a Bollywood star, but then she became, Hollywood star. I won't say she was a Hollywood celebrity. She was certainly a Bollywood celebrity, but in my opinion, she was I think the only, like, the first Bollywood star to become like a, Hollywood star also. Okay. Like Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON, when he went to his guru, surprisingly, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he instructed him, why don't you preach this message in the English language? It's completely bizarre. Like Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, also number 1, number 7. So that means for us, it is important as astrologers that if somebody has number 7, you tell them, preach in the language, even if they are doing IT, or they are doing dance or anything in this world, you should tell them that try to stay in a metro city, try to stay in a developed country, because number 7 represents developed countries, metros, English language, English speaking, something like that. Okay. Now after 20 years, if English language is not that, it's not like an elite language anymore, then the number 7 will represent something different. It will not represent English. Okay. So it is not dogmatic that 7 is English, 8 is Hindi or Punjabi or Bengali, something. It's not like that. It depends on the situation. But it will show places where the cream of the society is there. So,
I'm
so therefore,
curious. Sorry to interrupt. I'm curious. What was the? I'm gonna Google it. What was the date of birth for Osho? Have you looked
yeah,
into it?
yeah.
Osho's.
So if you add his date of birth, it comes to
Oh, he's December 11, 1931.
11 December 1931.
Yeah.
So if you add his date of birth, it will come to 1.
Yeah.
So this is
He's gonna.
again, this number 1, spiritual organization. So now you see 1 and 3 is there. Okay. Now for him, there is another number for Osho. He has the number 2 also. 2 is the number of the moon. Moon shows, pleasure, like, soft spoken behavior, like, well, we know what.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He's
So
but
he
he's
has
got a
the
lot of one. He's got a lot of one, right? Like almost one.
yeah, but
Yeah.
so generally in numerology, what happens is the lesser the numbers, lesser a particular number is, the more powerful it is.
Okay.
The more the one, the power reduces. So what
Okay.
happens is, if a number is like too many times, like, somebody is born, like for example, 3rd March, 3rd March 1993. So number 3 is repeating.
Hmm.
So this means is, this means the now if number 3 is there single, then it shows, like, the person is very good at spiritual stuff. But
Hmm.
if 3 is repeating again and again, then it can show the person is still good, but it can be either of the extremes. The person has gone into some extreme spiritual path, or it can go the other side. The person is like, what do you say, swindler, scammer, basically. Not scammer, but the person is not as spiritual as they show. Okay.
Hmm.
So similar is with, like somebody is born on 7 July 1997. And if somebody has this, 7 or 4, these are numbers of Rahu and Ketu. In numerology, they are numbers of research. So those who have 7, those who have 4, they love to do research. They cannot stay without doing research. So when somebody sends me a mail for consultation and I see, they have like 50 questions written. Oh, my planet is exalted in D1, debilitated in D60, in enemy sign in the D9, and in friend sign in D10. And then I know it's a multiple 4 or multiple 7 writing the email. I know it already. And suppose somebody has, number 2 or 8, too many times, like for example, yeah, 1982, something like this. Okay. Now 2 and 8, 2 is the number of the moon and 8 also is the number of Saturn. So they show, emotions. So they can go into psychology, psychiatry, all these sciences. Whoever has 8 in their date of birth, they will always have some knowledge of, psychology, or 8 represents ancient things, Ayurveda. You will always now they may not be Ayurvedic doctors, but you will see they will have some knowledge, like ancient medicine or homeopathy, or something like that, naturopathy, something like that. Saturn represents things which are grounded, like, like which makes you grounded at times. And in your spiritual life also you can use all these traits. It's not just for your material life. Like suppose somebody is asking, oh, I have started practicing spirituality, I have joined this, that, XYZ organization, or I have joined this guru, whatever. So what should I do? So if you have the number one, and as I said, the lesser the one, the better it is. You can start a center. You can take blessings from your guru. Okay, I want to start. I don't know if I should call what was that name. There's a name no for that center which they open for a big brand franchisee. Sorry,
Yes.
something similar. Because you have leadership capacity. The lesser the one, the better it is. Now if you have the number two, you can start singing song, you can go into bhajan, kirtan, singing song, or writing, poetry. Writing means not analytical articles, but two means like poetry, or it can be dance, arts, media, creativity, all these things. And of course, if you have number six, you can go into arts, and you can do the dressing of the deity, like Janmashtami is there, Radha Krishna are there, so you can buy a good dress, and you can go and dress the deity if you have the necessary qualification. And if you have number five, you can do fund management for your organization. You can see where who is spending the funds, how can that be managed, because five is the number of money. If you have the number eight two times, you can build. This is real estate. Double eight is real estate. So you can build another center. So this is similar to the number one. Okay. So that is how you can know. So the date of birth will give you good clues. And yes, one number we forgot to discuss, very important, which is number four. Number four is the criminal number. Okay. Four is the number of Rahu, and in numerology, it is also the number of criminals. Now, of course, anybody who has four does not mean he or she is a criminal, but with four, you can do very good in technology, AI, research. So, if you want to go to us, if you are joining a spiritual community, you have the number four. You want to do some service, some seva. Then why not make a better web page? Or you can see where, like you can see all this, like technology, or like online marketing, all these things, anything to do with online and technology, you can do very good. So that means if you are the CEO of a company, and you want to select a next vice president or somebody like that, your first preference should always be this. And now you say, oh, I have selected my CTO. Now CTO can also have four because it's technology, that's fine. You say, no, I want to select the head of HR, then number two or eight should be involved. If you put a 1975 guy for HR, it will be a disaster because the person will be like, you did not work, no promotion, get out, no scope. The person who has two or eight, they will be like, there is a bit of like, the motherly touch is there. Okay. They will tell you, like at times fake also, at times, in HR profession, I'm not saying with two or eight they are fake, but yeah, they can, tell you, oh yeah, maybe next time we can try for promotion. This time it's a bit difficult. We have this constraint, that constraint, because they can, like, yeah, then the employee also feels, oh yeah, they don't, yeah, they're not discarded, they've postponed my promotion. Okay, so they will also have some hopes. Okay. Yeah, so, and if you want to select a trainer, like somebody has to train, then the person should have the number 379 or 375, because these are numbers of spirituality. The person can answer any question. There's a trainer who has these numbers 379. They know everything in and out of the topic. There's nothing that they don't know. They know everything. So any question which comes to them will not go unanswered. And yeah, somebody has number six. Okay, nice. Design a good logo. Make nice ads, branding campaign, like marketing campaign. Six is, like Venus. It's like, the luxury part, the fancy part of anything like that. So this will give you a good idea what you should do in life.
That's
at,
very
at,
interesting.
at times, this alone is enough. Like, for example, there was one person who had come to me. He had these numbers, these two number combined. So I told him that in the near future, or later on in your life, your net worth will be very big. So he told me to my face that you are wrong.
Oh,
Because my net worth is already very big.
okay.
I was like, wow, that's not too bad.
So he had 1 plus 88 in his
Yeah,
number
like
number.
for example, something like, something like this. For example, I'm saying.
Right.
So then what happens is, you like this double eight, this Niranjan Hiranandani group, he has this. Then Rishi Sunak has this. Virat Kohli has this. Anushka Sharma has this. So these are very famous numbers. Okay. So at the end, when you know that these numbers are there, then will the person be very successful, or will the person be like average, middle class, or rather than middle class, let me say, suppose there is a millionaire, not millionaire, a billionaire is there, and the billionaire has a son or daughter. Now they have some average numbers. They have, let me give an example, like now this is a good date of birth, but this is not extraordinary. This is good enough to make money, but not too great to make millions. Okay. But because this son or daughter is already in a billionaire family, so this person will earn million, like 100 times more than a middle class person who has something like, or something like this. Because you are not, because your scale, your level 0 is already very high.
Right. Yeah. Foundation is there to even
Yeah.
big more.
So all these numbers must be analyzed on the basis of the foundation, not not without knowing the foundation.
Mm.
And you also have to check certain things, like for example, is the thing that the person wants to do, is it incremental over somebody else? Like for example, your elder brother did a business for 10 years and now you are building on it. Your father, your grandfather, your great grandfather, your 10 generations were working on something, and now you will work on it. Like this year beginning, I was in Rajasthan. So I met a very prominent personality there. He was from the lineage of a very great Rajput king. So he told me, please have a look at my son's horoscope. I said, okay, why not? And then I looked at it and I was like, it's not bad, but it looks like, it's like average. Okay. So he asked me, will my son make sufficient money, and will his life be good, and so and so. I said, yeah, you don't have to worry. He will do good in life. But then within like less than 10 minutes, his son came out of his bedroom, and this son looked like like 6 feet 3 inches, like it looks like some demigod. He's like super smart, super intelligent, like everything is superb. There's nothing ordinary about the person.
Mm.
So then I was like, what the hell is this? How can this happen? I mean, how can it not reflect? The personality has to reflect in the chart, right? But then I looked at the chart again, it did not reflect. So then I understood it's not the chart, it's not the planets, it's the DNA.
DNA, yes.
now
Overriding
now
everything.
now imagine along with that DNA, if the chart was extraordinary, how what it would have been. It would have been like a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
So therefore it is always better that you when you are consulting somebody, it is very essential you get to know about their family. Or even if you don't know about like 7 generations, you don't have to know, but you have to get some basics. Like for example, the person is starting IT job,
Mm.
then it is but natural. Father mother would not have been in IT, most of our parents were not in IT.
Mm.
But suppose after 10 years, like today a boy or a girl is 15 years, in 10 years they will start their profession, their parent might be in IT. So then you have to ask them, oh, are you planning to get a job, or you want to do a job, or your father mother has a IT company, you are planning to take over it? Then it's a different story, because then you are incremental, right? If not, you are looking for job, oh, then it's a standard trajectory. Every 3 years,
Right.
4 years, 5 years promotion, then you see dashas and all this. So for that kind of a person who is starting from zero, the chart has to be extraordinary. Only then it will be like millionaire or multimillionaire, that level. Or else if you are already born in a millionaire family, then even if you have reasonable good numbers and you have reasonable good planets placements in the chart, then yeah, you will be successful, because you are already like this Mukesh Ambani, his grandson granddaughter,
Yes.
they don't have to work a single day in their life, they're born billionaires. Like how is
Yeah.
it possible? People say God does not exist. Sometimes people say, I mean, how is it possible?
Yeah.
Somebody is working 20 hours every day and not able to, feed themselves. And this person, this boy or girl, is they just have to take birth. That's all. you
Yeah.
just you just come to this world and you are born billionaire.
Yeah. They must have done some deep good karmas, you know?
Yeah, so that is what the scriptures say, like the amount of money you donate before you die,
Hmm.
that money other people come back in their next life and give it to you.
Yeah.
So this person who is born in the Ambani family, or the Bill Gates grandson, granddaughter, whoever, imagine the amount of donations they have given. Like
Yes.
just imagine, it is like unprecedented. So many people have come to give the money back.
Yes.
Like
Very
if
true.
the Ambani family has like shares, okay, like $1 billion, can you just imagine how many thousands and lakhs of people have put the money there in the share, then it has gone up. So that means all these people who have put the money in the share, they had actually received donations from this person in their previous lifetime. That is why they are coming and giving back. All right,
That's
so this is the numerology part. And then of course you can also, or you should also use astrology. So now in astrology, it cannot be like random. It has to be, first you see the date of birth, and then that is how you will progress. So for example, like in Donald Trump's case, like we have this, like 1 plus 6, 14 June 1946, that is his date of birth. And here we know that the person will be involved with real estate, but because of 6 there will be luxury also. But now once you know this, you have to see, because when the day Donald Trump was born, so many kids were born.
true.
They did not become Donald Trump, they did not become billionaires. Maybe they are doing good in their life. I'm not saying they're not doing good, but there's a difference between doing good and becoming, the president of the United States. So then you have to see, once there is real estate, for example, like for Donald Trump. So now in astrology, you have to check what is going on. For real estate, what is important? We need the fourth house. That means the person must have a prominent fourth house. Some prominent planet has to be there. Otherwise, the person will not go too much into real estate. The person may have 10, 15 properties. That's it. But you can't be a billionaire. Now, what is a prominent planet? Either sun, moon, or Lagna Lord. It has to be there, right? Without it is not possible. Then fourth lord. Fourth lord must be in a prominent position. So prominent position means with the Lagna Lord or in the Lagna or aspecting the Lagna or the Lagna Lord. Some prominent position has to be there. Then, of course, going back to square one, he has to have not good, great combinations. Very powerful 10th house, very powerful 11th house, very strong ascendant. These three houses, the first, 10th, and 11th. Then this will go to like a level of a millionaire or a multi-millionaire, or could be a billionaire also. Okay. And then, of course, the sun and the Lagna Lord, they must be very well placed, right? So first house, 10th house, 11th house. Then we have sun, Lagna, and Lagna Lord. So all these, they have to be somehow be there. Without it, it's not possible. So let me share the chart of Donald Trump. Then we will exactly see where is the share button. Okay, let me share. There you go. This is the chart of Donald J. Trump. Okay, so what did we find? Fourth house must have a prominent planet. So who is placed in the fourth house? It is the moon. And guess what? What does moon obtain in the fourth house? It obtains directional strength, right? So that means moon is not only just placed there, it is Digbali, which means from an external perspective, this planet is very powerful. But the internal side, we know by the sign. By sign, it is in debility. So it can show the person has low self-esteem issues, wants a lot of validation from outside and all this, if moon is not well placed. And that's to some extent quite evident from his behavior. I'm not saying that he is a complete victim of this, but this can be there, childhood negligence, like except love of the parents, they got everything, money, food, like wealth, women, everything, but they did not get love. So this is a thing which is shown. Then second criteria was the fourth lord should be well placed. Look at where the fourth lord is placed. The fourth lord is directly there in the ascendant. My God, that's it. Deal is sealed. Then we have the next condition. What was that? The Lagna. So fourth house done. Fourth lord is done. Next is some prominent planet has to be there in the ascendant. Now again, going back to the same. Fourth lord is there in the ascendant. And it is Mars, and it is very well placed. It's in Leo fire sign, perfect for Mars. It's like the king and the commander. King. It's like both are together, okay? Now, the 10th house. The 10th house must be strong. And guess what? Who is in the 10th house? The sun, the lord of the ascendant. It's in Digbal in the 10th house. My God, this is super extraordinary. And along with that, of course, Rahu is there, so it's like this exemplified ego, like, nobody knows anything better than me. That's his famous statement, right? Nobody knows taxes better than me. Nobody knows defense better than me. Nobody knows anything better than me. So it is like this inflated sense, and It's in Taurus, so everything is materialistic. There's no friendship there. If you give me money, you are my friend. You give me luxury, you are my friend. Otherwise, push off. I don't know you. I will never know you. I never knew you. Because Taurus is the sign of materialism. That is that is where all the money is. It's the second house is the savings. And then the next criteria was 11th house has to be strong. So look at the 11th house. Who is there in the 11th house? There is Mercury, Lord of the 11th house, placed in the 11th. Fantastic. Can't get better than this. And then, of course, the next criteria was the Sun has to be very strong. Sun is in Digbal, fantastic. Lord of the ascendant in Digbal, like super duper. Then the Lagna has to be strong. Lagna means Lagna Lord. So Lagna Lord again is Sun. Lagna has a very powerful planet Mars, super duper extraordinary. And now, if you go one step before, you go previous. What was there in his date of birth? There was 1, there was 4, there was 5, there was 6. 4, why there is 5? Because he's born on 14, so the basic number is 5. So that means, as per numerology, the most important numbers in his chart are: number 1, the Sun. Sun is very powerful, very well placed. Then Rahu, very well placed. Many astrologers will say it is exalted in the sign of Taurus, very powerful. So 1 is gone, 4 is gone, number 5, Mercury, stupendous, thumbs up, own sign, 11th house, all the money is flowing in. And of course, Venus is not very well placed here. So therefore, you can see, in his life, he has had a lot of challenges with women, especially, like marital problems, scandals and all, like the 12th house, there is something shady. Now also, there is these things are going on with Epstein files and all this. Okay. And guess what? Who's there with Venus? Saturn. All the karma is coming back. He can't hide anything. Okay. And here there is one very interesting thing. If you look in the chart, Mars is not only the 4th lord, it is also the 9th lord. 9th lord of fortune is sitting in the ascendant. This is unbelievable. And 9th lord is who? It shows blessings that you get from your father. And everybody knows his father had given him $1 million loan or something when he started off. Those days, 1 million, I don't know how much it is now. Maybe, 100 million, 10 million, 50 million, whatever. So can you see how beautifully this is working? The 9th house, ascendant, 10th house, 10th lord, no, sorry, 11th house, 11th lord, except Venus and the 10th lord, which is Venus. Venus is in a bad dignity, in a bad house, bad sign, with a bad planet. It is like very badly smashed. So this can show that at times he may lose power, and that's what happened. He lost the election. Now he may not accept it. He may say it was rigged or whatever. But at least there is downfall of power that is seen through the 10th lord. But except that, everything else is like great. And if you see Jupiter also is a very important planet for Leo Lagna. Jupiter is there in the 6th house, in the second house, in the 6th sign Virgo, and Jupiter is aspecting Sun and Rahu. So Jupiter, wherever Jupiter aspects, he expands. Okay. And of course, the 7th lord is in the 12th, so all his allies, friends will feel like they are dead. But yeah, overall, that's how you see. So moon is there, like 4th house is very prominent, 10th house is very prominent, 11th house is very prominent. So these are houses which gave him real estate, and the 12th house is strong, which is bad. Because of that, he had bankruptcy and all these things he has gone through multiple times. And like 6th lord in the 12th, Saturn in the 12th, 6th lord, so scandals with women, like that is a very difficult area for him. But overall, his Mars, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Rahu, they are very strong, except Moon, of course. Moon is in debility, but house-wise, it is very powerful. So externally, except Saturn and Venus, except just these two planets, Every planet is powerful. And who does Saturn Venus represent? Saturn represents, the, I mean, we know who Saturn represents, right?
Right.
So Saturnian people may not vote for him.
Yeah.
Venus, women vote may be difficult, right?
Yeah.
But apart from that, everybody is voting for him. What a massive victory he had in the election.
Yes.
So at the end, the conclusion is we look at the date of birth and we see if the parallels in astrology, like here we saw number one, the parallel is the fourth house. Is it strong? Is there a prominent planet? Fourth lord, is it in a good dignity? Is it well placed? Is it in a prominent house like Kendra? Fourth lord is in Lagna. And then, of course, as I said, dashas, you have to go and see what is going on in the dashas, that cannot be ignored. So if you see, like, he is like really towards the end. Like Jupiter, look at this, he became president in Jupiter, right?
Yeah.
2016. So now what people will say, oh, Jupiter is in enemy sign, he will lose election. They will say this, right?
Right.
But that's the thing. Jupiter is in enemy sign, but it's in a great house, the second house. It's money, it's it is where the king has everything, right? And then, of course, this period was very, very, very difficult. Saturn Antardasha was a nightmare for him. There was COVID, there was, like what not. It was very bad. And if now the election was in Mercury, but if this Saturn was good enough, he would have won the election, 2020 election. Anyways, so that's how we see. And now currently he is running Venus Dasha. In Venus, he became president again, but it has been a difficult ride. And I recently had also made a prediction video where I said, till end of Venus Dasha it's a difficult period for him. And today, I think like 2 hours before we met, he has again, tweeted like, oh, like India and Russia has gone to China or something like that. It's like people are commenting. It's like an ex-lover who has had a breakup. But
Yeah, because
nonetheless,
Venus is the 12th house for him, right? And he's in Jupiter, Venus right now.
yeah. So it is a relatively tough time, I would say. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
next Jupiter Sun Dasha is very good. Moon is also reasonably good. All right. So yeah, that's how it is. You have any questions? Anything you would like to add to this?
He became president first time in Jupiter as soon as he
Uh,
started Jupiter Dasha.
I think the election was in 2016, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think in Jupiter then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jupiter has been blessing him.
It will.
Yeah.
But there is one thing. It's good you pointed out. But Jupiter is also, it's very tricky. Jupiter is fifth lord,
Mhm.
and Jupiter is also eighth lord. So there is something shady going on. Like recently, a lot of videos have gone viral where there's one American YouTuber. He has exposed that Trump and Pakistan, like Trump family and Pakistan, they are having some shady, like crypto deal in the background, something like that. They have
Mhm.
already their net worth has already gone up by 5 billion in
Wow.
5 months. Can you believe it? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. It is Jupiter in second house, so he's bound to give you wealth. But because it is, yeah, fifth house is again speculation, speculative gains. Eighth house not very good, and it's an enemy sign, so it will break your morality. So now this is the thing, people. If somebody asks, "Oh, is Jupiter good or is Jupiter bad?" What will an astrologer answer? So the answer is it depends on what is your definition of good and bad.
Right.
If
Right.
all that you want, if the only thing that you think is good is money and power, well, then this is fantastic.
Yeah,
But
it's yeah.
if you believe that no, even if there is success, but it should not come through shady means, well, then this is very bad because you are getting a lot of bad karma and you are destroying a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I guess most of the people won the first. They're like,
Yeah,
okay,
I
give us
know.
money by hook or by crook. We will see morality later.
Yeah, they're like, we'll see the karmas later. We will, who knows what's gonna happen in the next lifetime? Not everybody's
Yeah,
conscious.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Trump is not thinking about that. Yeah. This
And
was
he
fabulous,
anyways
Babaji.
believes, I guess, it's only one life, so that's another.
This was
Great.
really, really good, really fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing with us, sharing your time. Really appreciate it.
My
And
pleasure. It's great to
yeah,
be on your channel. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Namaste.